Hello designers, welcome to Codeps Apparel. My name is Debbie Power. So in today's tutorial, we'll learn how to make this draped underbust crop top. So guys, if this is what you are interested to learn, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Kindly sit back, relax and enjoy the drafting and sewing process. Thank you. So designers, I've already gone ahead to draft out my line, as you can see. So I've already gone ahead to draft out. This is my chest line. Okay, I will just label it so you can understand. My bust point line. Okay, this is my under bust line, my waistline and my full length line. Okay, so designers, just go ahead and measure where you want your crop top to be. Then at the center, I leave a space of about 1.5 inch for our button overlap. So on my shoulder, I went ahead to mark out my shoulder. So my shoulder is 16 divided by 2. I'll be having 8 inches. So on my chest line, I also went ahead to mark out my shoulder again divided by 2, and I pick up my straight ruler and I connect the 2 points together. This will serve as my armhole line. Okay, so on my armhole line, I will come down by 1.5 inches. This is for the front shoulder slant. Then my neck width is 3.5. So I'll connect my shoulder slant to my neck width like so. So guys, I'll go ahead and connect both. So the next thing is for us to determine our nipple to nipple measurement. So my bust point measurement is 8 divided by 2. I'll be having 4. So I'll go ahead and mark my 4 down to where I have my crop top length. So I'll just use my straight ruler and connect all my points together like so. So once I've done that, the next thing I'll go ahead and do, on my M line, I'll come in by 0.75 on both sides. Then I'll go ahead and connect my dart leg like so. Okay, so just go ahead and connect your dart leg. You can do ½ inch on both sides, it's okay. So once I've done that, the next thing is for us to draw out our armhole. I'll go ahead and divide it into 2 equal halves. So on that point, I'll come in by 0.75 inches. Then I'll go ahead and use my straight ruler to connect it to my shoulder slant. Okay, then I'll go ahead and measure my bust circumference. So my bust circumference is 40 divided by 4. I'll be having 10. So the next thing, I'll go ahead and mark out my waist circumference, which is 36 divided by 4, 8. Then the dart I took out from my waist, I'll mark it and I'll replace it back at the side so that I will not have any shortage. Then on my hem, my hem is 22 divided by 4, 11. I'll also go ahead and replace the dart that I took out, and I'll connect both points together. So guys, make sure that whatever dart you took out from your waist dart, make sure to replace it on the side. Okay, so you won't have any shortage. So just go ahead and cross check again to see if your measurements are accurate, like you see me do. Yeah, so once I've gone ahead to return the necessary data that I took out from the waist on the sides, so the next thing, I'll go ahead and connect the markings. Okay, like so. So I'll take my ruler and I'll just go ahead and connect it to the waistline on the side like so. So once I've done that, the next thing I'll go ahead and do, so my armhole line, I'll go ahead and complete my armhole line like you see me do. So I'll make use of my armhole curve. Then I'll draw out my armhole line like you see me do. So the next thing, I'll go ahead and rule out my neckline. So from my shoulder tip to my under bust, I'll go ahead and rule a straight line like you see me do. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and mark out my neck depth like so. So once I'm going to have to rule out my neck depth, then the next thing, to curve out my under bust curve. From my under bust, I will come down by 1.5 inches like so. Okay, then I'll use my slight curve ruler to connect it from the side to where I have my neck depth like so. You can see how curved that looks like. So once I've done that, the next thing, from that point, I will extend my button overlap like so. So once I've done with this, the next thing, we'll just go ahead and cut this out. Okay, we are done drafting the front, so we'll just go ahead and cut it out like so. So guys, watch carefully as I cut out my pattern. Okay, so if you have watched to this point, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also like and share to others. Okay, so guys, I won't cut out my pattern completely because I'll use this to draft out my back pattern. Okay, so since we don't have a bust dart, you can use your front pattern to cut out your back pattern. So I'll just go ahead and cut out my shoulder slant. Then I'll pick another piece of pattern paper like so. So I went ahead to mark my center back like so. Then I'll pick my center front and place it at my center back like you see me do. Okay, So I'll just go ahead and secure my center front pattern pieces like so. Okay, so once I've gone ahead to secure my pattern pieces like so, the next thing I'll go ahead and extend my back shoulder. Okay, so to extend my back shoulder like so, the next thing on my armhole line, which is the tip of my shoulder slant, I'll go ahead and come up by 2 inches. So I'll just go ahead and come up by 2 inches following the slant line I have for the shoulder slant at the front. So once I've done that, I'll go ahead and connect it like so. Okay, so whatever thing we have for the front, we also have it for the back, just that we extend it by 2 inches. And I'll go ahead and mark a straight line connecting it to the tip of my neck width. Okay, so once I've done that, the next thing I'll go ahead and do, I'll go ahead and make a straight line. Okay, just go ahead and mark out a straight line like so. This straight line we mark out will serve as our starting point for the back. So once I've gone ahead to do like so, I'll go ahead and also mark out 2 inches like so. Okay, to be sure that I have my 2 inches. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and mark out my 2 inches, making sure that what I have is 2 inches. So you can see I'm trying to correct it so that I can have exactly 2 inches. Then I'll just go ahead and redraw the line again to be very sure that I have 2 inches for my shoulder extension. Okay, so once I've done that, the next thing I'll go ahead and do, I'll just go ahead and cut this out. Okay, I'll go ahead and cut my starting point out for the back. Then I also go ahead and cut out my shoulder slant like so. So once I'm gonna ahead to cut this out, the next thing I'll go ahead and fold the shoulder slant for the back. Can you see? And make sure I kiss it to the back shoulder slope. Make sure it's not lapping on top. Make sure it's kissing it like facing the front shoulder slants. Can you see? Make sure they are both kissing each other like so. Okay, that's the best way I could explain. Then once I've done that, I'll use my tracing wheel to trace out my neck width. So I'll be using my tracing wheel to trace out my line, so I won't go ahead and draft out my back pattern again. So since I'll be using the front and the back together, so I'll just go ahead and trace just the chest line and my waistline with the full length. Okay, because the length of the front and the back, they are the same thing. So I'll just go ahead and cut this out. Okay, so when cutting this out, don't forget that we still have our shoulder slant for the back unfold. So make sure it's unfold when you're cutting out your armhole. Can you see the way I folded it back? So make sure it's unfold when you're cutting out your armhole. So the next thing, I left about half of an inch for the armhole at the back, because the back is not supposed to be as deep as the front. So I'll go ahead and open up my shoulder slant for the back. Can you see our line that we use our tracing wheel to mark out? So I'll just go ahead and mark out the line so it can be visible. Okay, so once I've done that, the next thing, I'll go ahead and draw out my back neckline. Okay, so make sure that before you draw out your back neckline, your upper part must be straight. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch for my neck depth. Okay, but I'll maintain my neck width. Okay, I'll be maintaining it. So I'll just go ahead and use my curve ruler and curve out my back neck line like so. So I just go ahead and curve it out with my curve ruler. Okay, so once I'm done, I'll just go ahead and cut my neckline out. So designers, once we are done with this, we have our neckline and we have our drop shoulder for the back. The next thing, I'll just go ahead and take out my front pattern, because we won't be needing it now. I'll take it out, then I'll go ahead and rule out what I traced out, which is my chest line and also my waistline. So once I've gone ahead to draw out my line like you see me do, the next thing, I'll go ahead and take my dart for the back. Okay, because we'll be having a dart for the back. So what I will do, on my center back, I'll go ahead and come in by 4 inches, which is my nipple to nipple is 8 divided by 2, 4. So once I marked it out, I'll go ahead and rule a straight line for my back. So I'll be connecting all my dot lines together. So once I've done that, next thing, I'll come down by 1 inch like so. Then on my M line, I'll come out by 0.75 on both sides, and I'll go ahead and draw out my dart. So designers, I won't be having a dart for the back because I'll be closing my dart on my pattern paper like so. So before then, I'll go ahead and tighten my center back to avoid zipper bulge. So my waistline, I'll be doing 100% tightening. So I'll come in by 1 inch. Okay, then I'll go ahead and connect it to my chest line and also to my M line. So you can do 100% tightening, 100% tightening, 50% tightening, and 25% tightening. Okay, this is also called contouring of the center back. Okay, so I'm gonna have to contour my back so that by the time I fix my zip, it will lay flat. So I'll go ahead and confirm my measurement if it's accurate, including my dart intake. So because we took out 1 inch for our zipper tightening, we have a shortage. So I went ahead to add another piece of pattern paper by the side. Then I'll go ahead and return the 1 inch that I took out from the center back of my waistline to the side. Okay. Once I've done that, I'll just go ahead and connect it like so. Then also extend it down to the M line. So make sure you through your waistline to be sure if your measurements are accurate. So the next thing, once I've done that, I'll just go ahead and cut out my patterns like so. So designers, I'll go ahead and cut out my side, then my center back. I'll also go ahead and cut out my zipper tightening. Note that we've already returned the 1 inch we took from the center back. We've already returned into the side back. Okay, so once I've done, the next thing I'll just go ahead and close my back dart. Okay, like as I have said before, I won't be having a dart for the back. It will still lay flat and it will still lay very well. Okay, so it will still be very okay once you've closed it from the pattern. You can as well go ahead and sew your dart on your fabric. It's all okay. So just go ahead and do whichever suits you. Okay, so I'll go ahead and tape this up like so. So I'm gonna have to tape my back pattern, as you can see. So I'll be cutting out the front. So I'll just open up my 1.5-inch button overlap, then I'll go ahead and cut. So guys, watch carefully as I'm cutting this out. Okay, so designers, once I'm done cutting out my v neckline, I'll go ahead and cut out my under bust. Okay, like you see me do. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and close the dart on my under bust to my waist. I'll open one dart leg and I'll place it on the second dart leg, and I'll use my tape to secure this. So I'm really gonna ask to use my tape to secure this like so. So what I will do will be introducing slash and spread. Okay, be introducing that manipulation, slash and spread. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and draw out a line on my bust point. Can you see? I'll draw out a line on my bust point, and I'll also go ahead and draw out about um 3 to 4 lines like so. Okay, so once I've drawn out the line, I'll go ahead and open up my dart, the dart I'm having left. Just go ahead and cut out the dart I'm having left, and I'll go ahead and slash open my lines because we've been introducing slash and spread method for this to achieve fullness. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and cut out my pattern pieces like so. Okay, so once I'm done cutting it out, guys, I'll go ahead and place it on another pattern paper so that I can get the fullness of the upper part. Okay, how full I want it to be. And before then, I make sure I label each pattern that I cut out. So make sure you label each pattern that you cut out. Okay, so I went ahead to label this like so. That is what makes it easier for me. So once I'm gonna add to label up my pattern, the next thing I'll make sure that the upper part and the lower part, they are both aligning. It should be on a straight line. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and use my pin to pin this up. Then we'll go ahead and draw out our upper part like so. So designers, I'm gonna ahead to transfer my pattern to my fabric. After I've achieved my fullness, I just went ahead to spread it, and I make sure I got about the fullness I have. So on the side, I added about 1 inch seam allowance for the side. Okay, then in the upper part and on my v neckline for the front, I added half of an inch, and also on my under bust of the upper part and the lower part. Then for my center back also, I also added 1 inch for the sides. Like you can see, I added 1 inch for the side. Then for my armhole, my neckline and my center back, I added about half of an inch. So guys, the next thing we'll go ahead and do, I'll go ahead and sew my center back. So I'll be placing it like so. Since the center back will not be having a zip, I'll place it like so, and I'll go ahead and sew half of an inch. So I'm gonna head to sew this, and this is what it looks like. I'm gonna head to press my seams open for my center back, and you can see how this looks like. So the next thing, I will take my front piece. You can see how wide it is. Okay, I'll take my front piece and I will join the shoulder for the front and shoulder for the back. I'll just go ahead and gather it. You can as well pleat it. Okay, whichever one you want, you can gather or you can pleat. So designers are already going ahead to gather this, and you can see the drop shoulder for the back. After we've aligned the armhole, you can see the drop shoulder, and you can see our V neckline. So the next thing, before we cut out our collar for the V neckline, I'll go ahead and measure out what I have on my V neckline. I'll be using the figure to cut out my collar for the upper part. So what I'm having here, I'm having 41.75 inches. That is my actual measurement that I'm having. So I'll pick up my black fabric. So I'm making use of a black fabric like so, so you can see what I'm doing, but you can as well use the same color of your main fabric. So I'll fold it in a triangular form, okay, because our collar should be on a bias fold. So once I fold it, I'll go ahead and fold it again, making it four. Can you see? So once I've folded it and I've arranged it, the next thing, I'll go ahead and cut out my collar. So we have 41.75 inches. I will divide it by 2. I'll be having 20.7 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and fold it into 4 like so. So designers, I'll go ahead and divide what I have on my neckline into 2 equal halves. I have 41.75, so divided by 2, I'll be having 20.75. So I'll use my tape and divide it into 2 equal halves. Okay, so I'll be having 20.75 inches. So once I've gotten it on my folded part, where I have my folded parts, I'll go ahead and mark out my 20.75, including my seam allowance. Okay, my seam allowance of about half of an inch. Then I'll also go ahead and come in by 2.5 inches. You know, it was on fold. By the time you open up, you'll be having 5 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark out 2.5 inches till I get to the M like so. So guys, once I've done that, the next thing, I'll just go ahead and cut out my collar out. Our collar is fully ready. So once I've cutting it out, okay, this is what we have. So our collar for the front is ready. So I'll just go ahead and notch the midpoint, because when we are sewing on our upper part, we'll start to sew from the center back. So the next thing, I'll just go ahead and iron my fusible interfacing. You can make use of paper stay or stay, okay, whichever stay you want. You can still use a gum stay, whichever one you want. So this is my fusible interfacing. So guys, I've gone ahead to fold this. Can you see? I've gone ahead to iron my fusible interfacing. I made use of paper stay, and I also went ahead to fold the upper part, okay, so that by the time I'm sewing, it will be easier for me to top stitch. So what I'll do, the next thing, I'll go ahead and mark out my midpoint. Okay, so I'll be sewing from the back of my center back. Okay, that's the wrong side, so that by the time I turn it to the front, I can see what I'm doing. So I'll just go ahead and use my pin to secure this. So from the center back is what we are starting to sew from. So we'll be sewing from the center back, okay, and make sure you make use of your pin. You cannot emphasize the power of pins. Pins is very important as a fashion designer. So guys, don't forget to subscribe once again, and thank you guys for continue to watch this video if you have gone to this stage. So I'll just go ahead and pin it to the other side of my V neckline like so. So once I've done that, I'm gonna head to sew this, and you can see what this looks like. So this is like a neat finishing, okay. So you can as well go and sew it the normal way we sew, but this is the best. So I'll go ahead and fold my seam allowance for the center front, and I'll go ahead and fold back my collar. You can see how neat this is even when we are not done sewing it. Okay, this is what will make it more neat and beautiful from the inside. So once I'm gonna head to place this like so with my pin, what I'll just go ahead and top stitch the black on the red. Okay, I'll just go ahead and top stitch this, and you will see how this looks like. Okay, So the next thing, I'll just go to my machine and sew. So I'm already gonna head to sew this, and you can see how this looks like. So the next thing, I'll go ahead and sew the end part. Okay, I'm already gonna head to cut this out. So I'll go ahead and sew the end part like so. So I'll be placing it right side with right side. So make sure you don't miss it. Okay, so guys, I'll go ahead and sew my hem side to the underbust. Okay, just go ahead and sew, and when I'm sewing, I'll make sure I gather my hem side, which is my underbust cut. You can as well pleat it, or you go ahead and gather it depending on your choice,
So I'll go ahead
okay.
and gather this, okay? And I'll be leaving half inch at the center front because that is what I'll be joining to my lining, okay? So just go ahead and is either you gather or you pleat, whichever you want. So I'll go ahead and sew this and I'll bring it so that you can see how this looks like. So I've gone ahead to join both sides and you can see how this looks like, okay? I've not attached the lining because I'll be showing you how to attach the lining so that we can cover up the seam we have at the underbust. So guys, this is my lining. I'll flip this to the wrong side like so, where I have my pleat, and I'll place my lining on top of it. So where I have my pleat, okay, this is my the other one. So this is where I have my pleat, which is the upper part. So I'll just go ahead and place it. So make sure you place the right one together. Okay, so I'll place it like so, and where I have that half inch at the center front, okay, I'll go ahead, I'll place it, and I'll be sewing half inch straight down, then also half inch on where I pleated. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and sew half inch at the center front and half inch where I pleated. I will do the same thing on the other side. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew this and you can see how this looks like. So I'll just go ahead and trim off the excesses I have at the underbust cut, and also I will go ahead and trim out the excesses I have at the center front. Okay, the same thing, I'll also do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I'll go ahead and trim off whatsoever excesses I have. As you can see, the side is not yet closed. The side is not yet closed because that is where we'll be turning everything out. So I just want ahead to trim off these excesses like you see me do. So I'll go ahead and turn this to the right side, okay? And this is what we have. So we've already concealed the wrong side, and you can see how neat this looks like. So the next thing, I'll just go ahead and turn the hem line. Okay, so I'll be showing you how to do it. So what you're going to do, just go ahead and fold the hem line like you see me do. Can you see? Go ahead and fold it, do the same thing on the other side like so. But before then, I'll be folding my center back like so. Okay, I left about 1 inch allowance, so I'll just go ahead and fold it into two. So guys, I'm gonna have to join the sides and you can see how this looks like. So just go ahead and serge your sides, that's your seam line, to make the inside look neat. And this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and fix up my buttons. Okay, then I'll be fixing my sleeve. So the video is getting too long. I couldn't show you how to fix the sleeve, but in my next video I'll be showing you how to draft and how to fix the sleeve to this dress. Okay, so guys, after fixing the sleeve, this is what it looks like. So in my next video I'll be showing you how to draft this puff sleeve. Okay, this puff sleeve, I'll be showing you how to draft it. So I'll just go ahead and fix up my buttons like so, and we are done with this. So guys, make sure your lines at the underbust are matching up like mine, okay? So that will give it a perfect look. So guys, thank you guys for watching. In my next video, I'll be showing you how to draft and how to fix this sleeve to this dress. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.